Hello, everyone, and welcome back to PodCatz. I'm Tate, and I'm here with...
I'm Jose, and I'm here with...
I'm John, and I'm here with...
I'm Tate. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, back to me. Cool. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing okay.
I'm doing very well.
I'm tired because I stayed up way too late last night.
You do that a lot, Jose.
I do that every Wednesday, apparently.
Yeah.
Or rather, every Tuesday night into Wednesday morning.
Party night.
Not really. I wish. It'd be way cooler than what I did.
Yeah.
I just watched anime way too late last night.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like most of us. John, I do want to ask, but I'm afraid to. What's that on your head?
What? Do you mean this right
Yes.
here? Honk
Yes.
honk? This is my deer hat.
He's our dear friend, John.
Yeah. I'm a deerman.
I stole it.
You did steal it. Dang it.
When I was living in Japan, I went to a place called Nara. And Nara is famous for its really interesting population of deer. We were talking earlier about animals' reactions to humans and how they've kind of evolved over time to have like specific reactions to humans. This population of deer have developed a what's the word I'm looking for?
Politeness.
Yeah,
Manners.
manners. Like a disposition towards humans where it's like they'll come up to you and they'll bow, like they'll mimic a Japanese bow, and then humans will give them these rice crackers called senbei, and it was really cool. They were selling this hat at a little kiosk there, like off to the side. Mainly, you would go there to see the Buddhist temple. And then they have a bunch of deer stuff there you can buy as well. They had a kiosk off to the side, and they were selling this hat for USD $6.
Oh, dang.
Ah.
And I've had it ever since.
Heck
It was
yeah.
awesome.
Do those rice crackers taste good?
It depends which one you buy.
Okay, cool.
If you buy the one for the deer,
No.
No? Okay.
probably not. I
So
didn't
you're
try.
saying I shouldn't get one of those hats and try to pretend to be one of the deers to get free crackers?
I tried that.
Oh.
It was funny for a little bit, but everyone has their different reactions to that kind of bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, great times. And I've had this hat ever since, and I wear it for very special occasions.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for that little story.
Yeah. I've got a million.
Nice. Well, thank you for the awesome story. That's not why we're here, though. We are actually here because we want to talk more about the Final Fantasy cards that still have not been released yet, but we are talking about the cards that we have been shown. So we all have put together a list of at least 5 cards that we want to talk about. Jose has a list, I have a list, and John has a list. This video, we actually did record one before this. Hopefully it might be out before this one. Who knows? But we tried to go over every single card. Is that right, Jose?
As many cards as we could. But then we realized, wow, that's a lot of work, and we don't have a good formula for this. So this is the alternative. Also, we didn't have Jonathan that week.
We didn't, yeah.
Yeah, what was I doing?
Did you get the hat?
No, I got this hat like 10 years ago.
You were helping your mother with the surgery.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
It was
did a
literally
podcast
last
last week.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed out on that
We
one.
had Mike. He gave us a lot of Final Fantasy wisdom, and I cracked a lot of jokes because I was like, I don't know anything about
yeah.
Final Fantasy.
I bet it was
mainline games.
hilarious.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, see, Jose was quiet because he didn't know anything about Final Fantasy. I was quiet because I don't know enough about Magic.
Yeah. I talked about the cards.
Heck yeah,
Yeah. But like when he was just
Struck a
like,
balance,
oh yeah,
struck a
this
balance.
thing that happened in the story, and I'm like, yeah, that guy.
I'm
It's
also a
fine.
Final Fantasy noob.
We thought you'd know a little bit more.
I
Wait,
do
no, we were
know
talking about
some.
Logan. We should have gotten Logan.
Yeah,
on
we
this
should have got
episode.
Logan.
Yeah. Logan's the guy.
But he's mainly like Final Fantasy 14, which isn't a real Final Fantasy in my opinion.
I also play Final Fantasy 14. But I am a dirty cutscene skipper.
Oh gosh. Well, that's fair because they do have like I think Final Fantasy, I think it's 16 has one of the longest cutscenes in like video game history for like
I think they
an
did break a
hour and
record.
half. It's like an
Yeah.
hour and a half cutscene.
No, I think Final Fantasy Advent Children had the longest cutscene.
That's just a movie. It's just a movie. Like
Yeah, I could put it in my PS3 and play it though.
You can put the pest into your PS3 and play it properly.
I mean, I could put the entire Shrek movie in my Game Boy and
Which, speaking of, that is a Final Fantasy that I have played. Advent Children.
That is not a game.
Yeah, so I played Crisis Core and I played Advent Children, and I did not play Final Fantasy VII.
You played the prequel and watched the sequel, but didn't play the main.
Well, the Crisis Core, it had a different like combat system, right? It was
Completely different.
Yeah.
It was like a hack and slash.
Yeah. So I also, don't crucify me. I really don't like that kind of gameplay. But we're not here to talk
We're
about
not talking
that.
about
Yeah,
that.
we're not talking about that.
Well, actually, that actually kind of can lead into something. Guys, what have you been playing?
Oh, am I going to start?
Yeah, go ahead and start.
Okay, cool. So last night, I think I started playing some Oblivion, and I was watching just some like YouTube videos alongside it, but I kept pausing them. Ended up not playing too much of that more because I'm like, I don't want to do the whole like grinding thing. I started watching Apothecary Diaries.
Oh, good.
It's a pretty decent show. It's a little problematic because some of the characters are a little too young. It's just like, what the heck? But it's like a historical fantasy, and so it's like, okay, cool. At least they make it make sense within the context of the history. And the animation is really decent. It does feel like they got a lot of good references for a lot of the motion, especially in the first couple of episodes to get you hooked. It does kind of get kind of anime-y. Like, it's an anime, but like the first couple of episodes, you're like, wow, this is going to be different from others. And then it's like, oh, okay, cool. It's the same. But it's yeah.
I think I watched the first like 4 episodes. I was like, oh, wow, this is a different type of anime I think I've seen. And then I'm like, oh, wait, no.
Yeah, it starts devolving back into like, oh yeah, this is the thing. It's kind of like if ancient China had a Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, and that Sherlock Holmes was a 17-year-old girl who worked at an apothecary and just knows too much about poisons and stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah.
What have you been playing, Jonathan?
So I uninstalled Oblivion Remastered.
It's too big.
It is a lot, and I'm just when it comes to memory storage, I'm just a cheapskate. Like if a terabyte SSD was, an affordable price for me, oh yeah, I'd be all over that. 512 gigabytes, oh yeah, I can do that all day. And so much so that I have multiple 512 gigabyte external drives that I can put everything on. But that's not the reason I uninstalled it. I uninstalled Oblivion Remastered because it is basically the same game I've played since I was a teenager. It basically is. They made the improvements, and I'm going to wait for the modding to catch up to it.
Okay.
I think it's great. I put in 120 hours.
Yeah.
I've done it all.
You got your money's worth.
Yeah, and I got to see where they made the changes, but the changes with the voice actors as well. I actually liked the changes with the voice actors, some of them, and God, it is beautiful to see Oblivion like that. You used to have to jump through so many hoops to make it look even close to that, and the nostalgia. Oh man, that's a good feeling right there. I haven't had a feeling like that in a long time.
I love seeing the ugly ass characters that they make. Like, just Reddit, like Oblivion Monsters, I think it's called, where they just go into the character creator and just like move the sliders around. He's like, "Here's Mr. Krabs."
So
As an Argonian.
one of the McElroy brothers, they have a YouTube channel called like Monster Maker.
Yes.
And they just make the most heinous looking characters
I
off of
love
the
it.
Oblivion generator.
I love it. I
Such
seen
a
the ones they do for the wrestling games as well.
Yeah.
Can't wait for them to put Skyrim into the Oblivion mod so we can have Skyblivion again, but
Skyblivion.
backwards.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Right? 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
backwards.
But
Okay.
isn't
backwards.
like Skyrim already like been updated so much that like it looks 100 times
kind
better?
of.
I'm not sure.
Well, so like what I'm saying is like you can play the game Skyrim with the Oblivion mechanics.
Okay, yeah. No, I got you now. Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine spell creation with dragon shouts?
Can you imagine acrobatics with that dungeon design?
What dungeon design?
Yeah, where they put the exit like right there, and like you know
can
how
just
you
hop
start.
to it,
Yeah,
yeah.
you just jump to it.
Yeah, the exit
There's
design
no-
is
usually
it's
there's no
a
lock.
line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of Oblivion dungeons are. No, they're all lines. It's just all.
There's some that are like say what you will.
Yeah.
An Oblivion Gate is actually a really good dungeon design most of the
Oh
time.
yeah. I mean, compared to the dungeons I have encountered compared to a gate, dungeons feel very much like lines. Like I go down this tunnel, turn to another tunnel. oh, here's a small open area that leads into another tunnel. That's about all it is. With an Oblivion game, like, oh, this feels like an entirely different part of a map.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten lost in an Oblivion because how the heck do I get there without jumping over the lava? I don't have the athletics for that. I maxed out my intelligence in that game, and I'm like, how do I cast these spells that have like over 200 mana cost? I don't know what to do. I mean, I do know what to do. I looked it up because I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's what I'm supposed to do. So don't put suggestions. I mean, put suggestions in the comments, I guess, right? Help me break the game.
Heck yeah.
Help me break a game that's over 20 years old.
I know it's taken me 20 minutes to answer the first question, but I uninstalled Oblivion, and then I reinstalled Dragon Age Veilguard.
Whoa!
Because I bought it at release, and I just forgot about it.
Hells yeah.
I think a lot of people
And
did.
then I installed it, and I got about 5 hours in, and I'm like, this game doesn't feel right.
That's the Dragon Age where you're protecting a marriage from being like interrupted, right? Like you're protecting the bride.
I think that was Inquisition.
It's called Veilguard, buddy. Get it? Veilguard. You're protecting the bride.
Oh, I hate you. I was like, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
But
I have not played a Dragon Age game, so I don't know.
oh, you have not even Origins?
I think I played the first couple levels of Origins, actually. Wow. I know blood magic is illegal,
Yeah.
and then all of a
Jonathan?
sudden there's a blood mage.
Yeah.
Jonathan?
Somewhere, yeah.
I've only played Inquisition.
Oh, I know that the guys who made Dragon Age helped make Baldur's Gate 3, right? That's why there's a lot
they?
of like funny stuff,
Are
or
you
not
talking
funny
about
stuff.
BioWare?
Fucking,
BioWare did Origins and
yeah. That's why there's like lots of wet mechanics, right? Because like there's like the blood and then the like water on the ground, and then like you can step in it and do stuff.
You might be right.
I might be.
This
Yeah,
is
I'm
something
not
I've
sure.
never heard of, so yeah.
But basically,
I know things.
still in this timeline, I installed it the first time, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. I'm going to uninstall it, and I'm going to go play Baldur's Gate 3. No mistake.
So you're
no
not
mistake.
playing Dragon Age
Well,
Veilguard?
so now, just this week, I reinstalled it for the second
Okay.
time, and I realized that Marvel ruined continuous fantasy narratives the same way that LeBron ruined the NBA. Is that fair to say? Like, it
I
just
don't
feels
know what you mean.
So it feels so Avengery.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, he's right.
I would like to know how you. I would like to know more about LeBron ruining the NBA. What do you mean by that?
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Anyways, how do we get here? What I was saying, I was talking about Veilguard.
yeah.
And I was like, wait, what about LeBron?
Yeah.
Yeah, Veilguard is
I
the
think you're a
LeBron game.
LeBron
Of,
fan.
LeBron James.
No,
of
I
video
actually don't
games.
like LeBron.
I don't like him either. He's not my guy. He's not my
No.
guy. I'm a Timmy fan. Tim Duncan.
Yeah, Tim Duncan's great, but
That's my
also
guy.
I used to be a Spurs fan, and then I became a Rockets fan. So
Gross.
I decided to choose the suckier team.
For me, it's Space Jam first, and then the Raptors because my cousin works for the Raptors, and he brought me to a Raptors game, and we got box seats, and I got drunk on wine, and went. Basketball's kind of cool, actually.
Like, yeah, dude.
Basketball is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was more fun than my first baseball game because baseball was a lot of standing around and nothing happening.
Baseball's not as entertaining. I respect baseball. I'm a baseball fan.
If only
It's
there
not
was
as
a
good as
sport that
basketball.
combined how boring baseball was with basketball, and then they made like a movie about it, and then like a ska band joined up and then wrote some songs. I'm joking. We're gonna watch this movie soon. We're gonna have a PodCatz
Basketball,
movie night,
baby.
maybe. We're gonna watch basketball.
One of my
Okay,
favorite movies.
but yeah,
All
we were
right.
talking about Veilguard.
Yeah, I
Talk about Final Fantasy.
Marvel Avengers. It feels Marvel's Avengers, and it's like Dragon Age used to be so gritty, like so just like bleak. It's not grimdark. It's not grimdark, but it's
I
still
would say
just
it
It
like
feels pretty grimdark.
it doesn't really touch on.
It's funny, but it's not grimdark, or it's not grimdark. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay, I get that, I get
it
that.
touches grimdark if it's not grimdark,
right.
right? It's like the
Right.
border between
It's the border. There we
regular
go, right
fantasy
there.
and grimdark
Yeah,
fantasy.
but now it's just like
Like
you're
literally
assembling
blood
a
magic.
team, a ragtag team of people, and you're just like, all right, guys, We're all together. I'm flying in my Iron Man suit, and I'm touching down, and I'm shooting this guy, and then Captain America's rolling over my back and throwing his shield at this guy, and then Hawkeye's coming down with his bow, and the mage guy's doing his thing.
It's the Josh Whedon effect.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's how Veilguard feels. That's almost how Inquisition felt to me. I
can see how Inquisition, can lead.
There
to
were
that.
some high points in Inquisition. You know, I did enjoy my experience with Inquisition, and I'm enjoying Veilguard. Like, the combat is not as, not as complex as Origins and 2, but it's still, like, fun.
They got your regular fantasy fanfare in there.
Yeah.
And they got elves. You can play a dwarf, right?
Yeah, elves
And
are
a Kunari.
pretty. Yeah,
Whatever
Kunari
that
are pretty
is.
cool.
Kunari superiority.
Yeah. Isn't there like a cool like necromancer guy in this game?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What have you been playing, Tate?
What have I been playing? Oh gosh, what have I been playing?
Graduation music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
there we go.
Congratulations.
I played the system.
Yippee. Congrats.
End of Evangelion.
Hey, what are you going to do when you grow up?
Wait, how old am I again?
How old is any of us?
Don't dox your age online.
Over
Over
18.
18.
I'll stick here for a bit. I think
I
that's
need
what
a
I'll
date of birth and your last four of your social.
do. Okay, do you want that now or after this,
What was the name of your first pet?
baby?
Don't say these words.
Edit that out.
She died on my 16th birthday.
God.
After I got my driver's
No,
license.
wait, stop. All right.
Goodness.
Hey, that's a great segue to what are we going to do for today?
Today, we are talking about Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
cards that we are excited about. I think we should start with Jose because Jose knows the most about Final Fantasy.
I know a lot of Final Fantasy. One would say that I am the final word on fantasy. I don't know. We're going to start with, I think, Blue Mage's Cane is my first pick. It's a 3-mana artifact equipment in blue with job select, which means that when it enters the battlefield, it makes a 1/1 hero token and it attaches itself to it. And then,
Yes.
you just get the guy. And it says, equipped creature gets +0/+2, is a wizard in addition to its other types, and has, whenever this creature attacks, exile up to one target instant or sorcery card from defending player's graveyard. If you do, copy it, and you may cast a copy by paying 3 rather than paying its mana cost. And then you can equip it for 2 on the thing. This goes into a list of cards that I immediately go, I want to play this in Ishin or Wolfgar. Decks that are not blue, famously, that say whenever you attack, you get that attack trigger again, right? So yeah, it's fun, it's funny. I like stealing instants and sorceries from my opponent's graveyards. And then if you wanted to get a little spicy, next month is Pride Month, and the Pride Month event is the is the partner commanders. So you can go Ishin and then play a blue-green commander like Thrasios, and then just play Blue Mage's Cane. I mean, or any other good when this creature attacks trigger. Oh no, hold on, shut up. You play Ishin and Felix 5 Boots. Because then you got double attack triggers and double combat damage triggers.
Heck yeah.
All right, okay.
You're cooking.
We're counting to 5 with Felix 5 Boots, and then 2 with Ishin because Ishin is like what's his title?
Mardu.
No, what's his title? Ishin, comma
Human noble?
Something heavens.
Oh wait, I was thinking creature type.
2 heavens or whatever.
Yeah, something
there's a
has the
number in there.
heavens.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we can play numbers tribal.
Yeah. Bracket
yeah.
one. Bracket one.
Bracket 1.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Blue Mage's Cane?
I just want to say, before we all say it, job select is awesome.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of the job select equipments are pretty aggressively costed as opposed to living weapons and for Mirrodin.
So it's the one in between those two, and I feel like they nailed it the third time. Like third time's a charm for this thing. It's I don't know if it's like better than any of those because like I don't feel like any of the job select cards are going to be playable in modern over like Batterskull or
I mean, Batterskull's not even it anymore.
I play
like-
Batterskull.
Like
Cauldron Complete. That's the other one.
Complete.
Yeah.
But
So, like,
Cauldron Complete is just like pay 2 mana, put it on the field.
I also play like a 20-year-old deck in Modern.
That's true. Like, no, are people Stoneforge mysticking in Modern anymore?
I'm playing Death and Taxes.
I hate Modern. Don't hit me in the comments.
This is going to be clipped.
Oh no! But this card, I think you're spot on with it. This card is awesome.
Oh, is it a card you picked?
No,
you're just looking at it. Okay.
But I love it because it's like a Dreadhorde Arcanist that is
Dreadhorde. Dude,
just stealing
wait a
your
minute.
opponent's crap.
I'm Dreadhorde Arcanist pilled, man.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
And depending on what you steal with this, you're only paying 3 mana
Only.
So what are you trying to steal from like someone? Like we're thinking big here, like a big instant or sorcery from someone, and then you're just like 3 mana.
Well, and the other thing that you're forgetting is probably like you may cast a copy by paying 3. Yeah, you're playing it immediately, right?
Yeah.
And so like this is a 3 mana board wipe on the next turn that your opponents just won't know about because you can steal a board wipe.
You can steal a board wipe.
You can just spot removal, value cards that just say like draw a bunch of cards, like like playing mono blue and then stealing Rishkar's expertise and being like, haha, I'm doing the blue thing of drawing cards. And it's like that's the green thing, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Time warp.
Yeah, stealing a time warp.
Stealing a time
That's
spell.
right. We're thinking big now.
Yeah.
We're stealing time warps. We're stealing Seagate restorations.
Expropriates.
We're stealing expropriates with this.
You may pay 3 rather than paying its mana cost, so you can still kick stuff, I believe, with this.
Does it?
Because it's an additional cost.
Oh.
You can't overload stuff.
Yeah.
You may cast the copy by paying 3 rather than its mana cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still kick stuff on here, so we can kick some Rite of Replication.
I think this belongs. Like what you were saying was great, but I think this belongs in a theft deck, like a Gonti, the Sultai Gonti. I think this finds a spot in as a 3 mana 1/3. You know, it's a Dreadhorde Arcanist basically for your opponent's graveyards, and it's like answer this, and when you do answer it, it's a 2 mana equip cost. I'm just gonna put it on Gonti or something.
Yeah.
One of the 4 one of the 3 Gontis.
And Wizards is a really relevant creature type. I mean, it doesn't really super matter, but like it kind of is.
Yeah, this card's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, who's got the next most Final Fantasy knowledge? Yeah, I guess Jonathan.
I'll
What's
go
your
next.
first card?
I know I'm stealing this from one of you, but I feel like we just have to talk about it right now. It's Noctis, Prince of Lucis.
Dang it, you stole it from me.
I know.
Not on my list.
What are we doing here with this card, man? So, firstly, it is 4 mana, 4/3 with lifelink.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing? In Esper, that's already like pretty above par for those colors, I think.
I guess by old Esper standards, like new standards, like if you're paying extra mana colors, you're typically playing very aggressively costed like power toughness lines. Like I think it all started with Siege Rhino with that because like Siege Rhino had like really pushed.
Yeah, but it had green in it.
Right, but like
Yeah.
even like then it was like whoa, 4 mana for basically a 5/5, right? Because like, what's
It's a
it?
4/5.
It's a 4/5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4/5 that lightning helix. And it
4/5
also had
that lightning
freaking trample.
It had trample.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
So like relevant keywords, relevant stat lines.
Yeah. But usually you would find that on a generic creature, or what I mean to say is a
creature-
non-legendary
yeah.
creature that you can't put in the command zone.
With no other cool abilities that you can abuse, right?
Yeah.
So that's all that Noctis does, right?
Well, I wish because he has lifelink and his ability reads, you may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying their mana cost. If you cast a spell this way, that artifact enters with a finality counter on it. So very important, enters. So this is already breakable.
Miracle.
It's already breakable
He's Miracle
in multiple
No,
ways.
He can't be built in America.
No, he's Mirko Pilt because he's finality countering, and
I
then you
got
remove
you
those
now.
finality counters.
So even with this ability here, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
it's giving me flashbacks to Shroom the Hegemon decks back in the day. Remember playing against any Shroom, and you're just like you're playing Conjurer's Closet, Mindslaver. You're doing some stuff.
You're doing the
dude.
thing.
Dude, wait a minute. Actually, Mindslaver in this.
It probably does find its way into A99.
I mean, is it once per turn that you can cast something?
Nope.
No, it's
Just that the limiting factor of it is
a
the finality counter.
which is
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah.
It's so hard to jump through that hoop, right?
Yeah. And you've probably already heard of like the combos you can do with this. It's
Because you watched our first episode.
yeah. Did Mike talk about this card?
No. The first episode.
Episode.
Mirko.
Oh, the
remember?
first- oh,
Because we
Mirko.
were
Okay,
moving
okay.
finality counters off of
The
stuff.
official
Yeah.
title is Mirko.
Yeah. But even then, like you know decks that
Monday. Mirko,
Yeah.
madness.
that was so fun.
Sorry, yeah.
Do something like I have Lazov built. I know
Oh,
you've been
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
on Lazov.
Sequel.
I have it built. I'll bring the pain. I'll bring the Lazov pain.
All right.
But you know those decks that are just like, oh, I'm gonna Bolas a Citadel. I'm gonna Aether Flux Reservoir you guys to death. This is so
I'm gonna
turbo.
Mishra's Bobble.
Oh my gosh, this is so turbo for that.
It's
gonna be
restricted to
so,
once a turn too.
It's
That's crazy.
going to be so obnoxious, especially if it is more competently
God.
built.
Oh my god. Grinding station?
Yeah,
Mill
grinding
yourself,
station.
and then cool, I'm gonna cast this artifact from a untap grinding station, and then sacrifice that
And
artifact.
you know what the crazy thing is? Is that cards
Aether
like
Flux Reservoir. Holy crap! Actually, wait a minute.
yeah,
Grinding station, Aether Flux Reservoir, and then a bunch of 0 mana spells.
yeah, and the value you're getting off of this when you think baseline is
And then Thassa's
playing
Oracle.
like a Cheerios.
Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah, it
Oh
slots
my
right in. It
God.
slots right in. And you're playing like
Stack
Mishra's
builds
Bobble
itself.
and Urza's Bobble. That's, do their effects. And then you're drawing 2 cards for 0 mana. You only pay 3 life, right? And then you're playing Mox Diamond. And this combos with Mox Diamond.
Oh my god, Lion's Eye Diamond just lets you do the thing too. Because you don't care about discarding your hand, because you
Yeah,
might
you don't
want to.
care.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might want them in your graveyard.
And then that would be 6 mana. You would lose the Lion's Eye Diamond. It would go away forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can cast it again.
But with the Mox Diamond, because of how Mox Diamond reads,
oh, you discard a card.
well, if you choose not to discard a land to the Mox Diamond, it has not entered. If you
talking
choose
about?
not to discard a land with Mox Diamond, it has not entered, and it will not get the finality counter, no matter how many times you cast it from your graveyard, paying the 3 life every time.
I need to fact check this.
Yeah, go ahead and fact check it. Mox Diamond plus Aether Flux Reservoir is basically a 3-card combo. It's a 3-card combo, but that is a combo. Chalice of the Void and Lotus Petal, with Chalice of the Void on 0 and Aether Flux Reservoir, it becomes a 4-card combo.
Okay.
Okay? And what are we doing? This card is going to be so obnoxious.
Internet's
You
slow.
will have to. People will have to purposely, like,
This does
not
feel like the
include.
new CDH deck. Yeah.
This
It could
is-
be. It
Done.
could be.
This is also
Johnny
just a
CDH.
really cool
Yeah.
artifact-based deck. So it's gonna be such a cool artifact-based
Yeah.
deck. So they have a lot of
If you don't
artifact
discard a
love in
land
this set,
card, never
I've
enters,
noticed.
it
Hey.
won't trigger abilities to look for something entering, and you won't get the opportunity to tap it for mana. If this would enter, you may discard a land card instead.
Yeah.
If you do, put this artifact onto the battlefield. So you declare you're casting it, you play it, and then you just shove it into the graveyard?
Yeah. Because
And so it never enters the final. Holy
never enters.
cow!
It
Wow.
never enters.
I didn't look at the errata text from Mox Diamond. I thought it was, for whatever reason, what's the Chrome Mox with imprint, right?
yeah, with the imprint.
Yeah.
Then it
That's
does.
the card I
it
was
does
thinking of.
enter,
I
yeah.
forgot. Oh my god, I need to play more CDH.
Hey, that's
yeah.
Not touch it.
this is a
Wowzers.
commander to watch out for.
We've broken Mox Diamond.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah.
We've broken Aether Flux Reservoir.
Whoa! Who'd have
Who'da
thunk, man? Esper stays winning.
Wow.
Esper just wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Wow.
I'm okay. I'm a Demir player.
Yeah. All right, let's hop
All right.
over to me now.
Tate,
All
what
right,
you got?
so what's up?
What you got?
So the card I have picked is my sweet baby boy, Clive Ifrit's Dominant. He is a 6-cost legendary creature, human noble.
Oh, this guy.
He is a 5/5. Whenever Clive enters, you may discard your hand, then draw cards equal to your devotion to red. You can pay 6 to exile him, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. You can activate it only as a sorcery. This is what he turns into. So Ifrit, Warden of Inferno, legendary enchantment creature, Saga Demon. On his first lore counter, Ifrit fights up to one other target creature. He is a 9/9 when he flips. Then for lore counter 2 and 3, you have Brimstone. Add 4 red mana. If Ifrit has 3 or more lore counters on it, exile it, then return it to the battlefield.
Yeah, so it flips back.
Flips back over to Clive. And that's when Clive gets his enter ability. You may discard your hand, then draw cards equal to your devotion to red.
It's 2 and 3 adding mana to your mana pool. Mm-hmm. So you can almost immediately flip him over if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Huh.
It is a tap ability, though.
It is a tap ability.
To flip? Oh, so you can't because he doesn't have haste. That's so
But
hard to do
it's
in
mono
red.
red.
Yeah.
So like, oh no, whatever will I do?
Yeah, Perforos's Hammer, Fervor, Mass Hysteria, Swift Foot Boots, Lightning Greaves.
Lightning Greaves.
Yeah.
Gosh, there's one.
I named like 5 of them already. Dude.
Right.
You're good.
You're good, yeah. But I am mainly just excited because I think y'all are fully aware that I've said since this set was announced, I am building Clive. Clive is a commander I'm going to build. I had to be persuaded by Mike to say that this is a good card, and now that I read it again, I think it's a pretty solid card. Do y'all have any ideas on what you think would go good into this?
I mean, all those cards are just named.
Well, obviously, yeah. Like, you can run Escape with mono red, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
run
yeah.
escape
Well,
stuff?
some escape stuff. Ox of Agonist. You could play. Oh my God.
Underworld Breach.
Underworld Breach. That's the card.
Yeah.
You throw Squee in there.
Actually, Heragrast to like take advantage of sacrificing some stuff to like play stuff. The Eldrazi dragon that says like creature spells you cast have escape. I think that'd be cute. Not great. It doesn't really like synergize super well, but like you're getting some mana value. Oh my gosh. Theoretically, you're playing basically like you it feels like you want to take it in a direction where you're like, I'm gonna draw my whole deck. Right? But you probably don't because you can't play Thassa's Oracle, Jace, or Labman. But what you can play is Runecrafter's Pike, which is a equipment that says equipped creature gets +X/+0, where X is the number of sorceries or instants and sorceries in your graveyard. If you're discarding your whole hand and drawing a whole new hand, that's a lot of instant sorceries you could be putting in your graveyard. You can play Dangerous Wager, discard your hand, draw 2 cards.
Right.
So that way you can just discard stuff. Basically, look at all the stuff that Flubs is playing that isn't blue and green, and then just play all those red cards.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you could play all the rituals too. You could play like a weird like Spellslinger build where you're like storming out and stuff. Holy cow! Wait a minute. There's a. I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
No, you're good. You're good.
What is this? There's a equipment that says like whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, equipped creature gets +2/+2. I forget what it's called and I forget its costs and stuff, but I play it in some
say it one more
Stormcast.
time.
Equipped creature gets +2/+2 whenever you cast an instant or sorcery. Corey Steelcutter. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can play Corey Steelcutter. Does that not give prowess? I know there's an instant or sorcery
makes
that
a guy
that gives
has
prowess.
but I believe it gives trample and haste. And
There you go. That's haste for your guy.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I believe it gives trample and haste. Yeah.
Storm deck.
This deck makes me think that makes me want to cast more spells, obviously, because I am given more mana for doing the thing, and I'm also given a big creature to hit with. Like, it makes me feel like I need to just use that mana consecutively.
Yeah, I see this commander as a kind of an emergency reset button. So if we're making the deck like this and we're going like I'm playing rituals and I'm exiling
Past
stuff on the
in
top
Flames.
of we're past in flamesing, we're trying to underworld breach. What I really want to take advantage for playing a 6-cost commander Now, that's not impossible, but what I really want to take advantage of for my 6-cost commander is him having enough devotion
Right.
when he enters the battlefield to make use of his draw ability and basically just refill on gas. I think that's really important for red deck. Any red deck is just not running out of gas, and he does exactly that. No matter what, he is a 6 mana 5/5 that basically draws you 2 cards.
There's a couple of I think the card was called Leering Emblem. I'm gonna look this up now because I just remembered the name. But there's a couple of I'm right. It's called Leering Emblem.
What does that do?
It's the card that gives like double prowess. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you get a +2/+2. But it's for instant sorceries, not non-creatures. There's a couple of cards in Lorwyn set that have activated abilities that like care about you activating them multiple times. Like all the Ashling or the elementals in that set. Right, you got Ashling the Pilgrim, which says she gets +1/+1 counters, and then if you've activated her the third time, you remove all those counters and deal that much damage to everybody. Right. You can also play the one that gives it's like 2 mana to give a creature trample, and if this is the third time you've used this ability, you get 6 mana back or something like that. Yeah. You can make him ride a horse.
Oh no.
You can play Calamity.
Yeah, I didn't think about Calamity.
Yeah.
Saddle up.
If you play a creature that has a decent red mana symbol into the thing, and then you saddle it onto the horse, and you attack with that horse, and you make multiple copies, it's Calamity. It's a horse. Look it up.
Thunder Junction.
All those copies have the mana values of all of your creatures, and so that adds to your devotion.
Oh,
and then, what you do is you order the stack of triggers so that your Conjurer's Closet triggers first. By the way, you have Conjurer's Closet in this situation.
Yeah.
And you flicker your commander, and it comes back, and then you discard your hand, draw X cards, where X is a lot now because it's your devotion. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Tate,
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you're using this podcast to help you build your freaking deck.
I know, that's why I'm here. I have very limited understanding of Magic, but I use y'all for
think
the
about
help.
doing that. So, you know what? Screw you.
Big brain.
Yeah, I want to see this commander as a devotion and breach deck. That's
Okay.
what I want to see. I want to see effects like that, and I think he'd be really good at that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, then I will start building it.
What's like the most devotion-y red card? Because like black has Phyrexian Obliterator,
where it's
and white
like
has
4 black
Vindicator.
symbols.
Yeah, what's like the reddest card?
The reddest card.
Yeah,
The most red mana. I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
I don't
that
think
up.
if there has been some of these cards, they've mostly been instants and sorceries in my head, I think.
What I think for something like this is curving out wise, it would be like a bunch of static effects or creatures that are just like, oh yeah, this is a good card and it's building my devotion in a way. So like,
There's got to be something somewhere with.
Okay, so the no, that's not right. It said Geosurge, but I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I think that's a.
That's a sorcery.
That's a sorcery. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about. Geosearch.
no.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jose. What about you? What's your next card?
Build your own dang deck.
No, I am using y'all. My brain is not big enough to make all these choices.
No, build your own decks. I build decks for the people. If you join us at PodCatz Gaming and you have some issues with some commander decks, we'll help you out. We know a couple of things. Sorry, I had to do the plug. All right. My next card is Kefka, Dancing Mad. He is from the Final Fantasy VI Precon with Terra in it. He is a 7-mana card, 5 and a black and a red. And he's a human wizard, legendary creature. During your turn, Kefka has Indestructible. He's a 6/6. And then at the beginning of your end step, exile a card at random from each opponent's graveyard. You may cast any number of spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. Then each player who owns a spell you cast this way loses life equal to its mana value. This card is so Battlecruiser magic, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It is 7 mana, 6/6.
I hate
It's
that
got
clown
great
so much.
stats. It's got Indestructible, so it's swinging in. I am waiting for the alt arts of this card where it's the scene from the Joker movie where he's dancing up the
I
stairs.
hate that. I hate that so much.
Yeah. Joker dancing mad.
Oh my god.
But no, this it feels like it feels like I really want to do all the like really crazy funny stuff that Rakdos does, Lord of Pain, Master of Insanity or whatever.
Yeah,
The like
Master of Cruelties.
No, Master of Cruelties. No, that's the
Sire of Insanity.
Sire of Insanity.
Sire of
That's what
Insanity.
it's called. Where each player's discarding their hand, so you're loading up the graveyard with spells, and you can
that's
steal at the end of your
awesome.
turn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then you can play stuff like Cunning Rhetoric and Stolen Strategy, so you're still stealing
You're
stuff.
stealing
You
a
like
bunch
stealing stuff. You're a theft commander,
Hey,
huh?
hey, no.
Look at this guy.
Hey, I'll give advice to any thieves out there. If you're playing a thief commander and you're stealing spells from your opponents, just play good ramp and good card draw and good cycling and stuff, because you don't need to play good cards. Your opponent needs to play good cards. And it's a real underdog deck. You gotta be underhanded to be the underdog. Right?
We should just kill Jose.
I beat Jose to death with hammers.
Friggin' Gray Fox over here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the first guild I joined, was the Thieves Guild. You're right.
Yeah.
Actually, the second. Wizards Guild. Mages Guild. I like crafting spells.
I'm playing the spell sword.
Yes,
And I just walked into the mage guild. I'm like, what's this? Oh, cool. I'm part of a guild now.
Yeah, they literally are like, you can join.
It's like, wait, you don't have standards? Cool. Oh, no.
My camera died.
Oh, well.
Battery depleted.
What? Keep going. It's all good.
But yeah, Kafka. He's and then you're in black and red, so you're controlling the number of cards that are in your opponent's graveyards, Tormod's Crypt, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that you can control the amount of random that's happening.
Right.
Or you can lean full tilt into random and play Possibility Storm. Yeah, buddy. Because then they're not casting stuff and you're casting their stuff. It's so fun.
We don't got that camera for the rest of the show. It's dead.
So
Oh, no.
when you
So I
cast,
gotta look at that one.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to look up
Possibility Storm is from your
Possibility
hand.
Storm.
When you cast
Oh,
a
it's
spell
only from your hand.
Yeah.
Ah, that's dumb. It's dumb.
No.
Not fun.
Hey, maybe we just use the middle camera the whole time. No, but I've been looking into that camera, so never
We'll
mind.
use that in we'll use it in a post.
for the beginning.
Like,
It's
but
okay.
Yeah. So like, what did Rakdos have as like a seventh drop commander besides like Kefka now? Like you had Karavik, which was you're punishing your opponent for casting spells.
We had a lot of 6 mana commanders, not a lot of 7.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: this is not going to be a great command. This is not your commander that you bring to tournaments and stuff that you're just like, I'm going to win every single. No, you're not. You're not. However,
I will.
this is like the perfect villain commander. I feel, because it's super on theme. He's super big.
I will admit, in my personal opinion, he is one of the most horrifying Final Fantasy villains.
Oh, buddy. Here's the other thing. You steal a page out of Zergo's book because during your turn he has Indestructible. Board Wipe Tribal. Did anyone say Board Wipe Tribal? Because I said Board Wipe Tribal.
Hey.
And he's a 6/6, and so Toxic Deluge, you just pay 5 and you're killing most things.
Most of them.
Oh no, Kefka's a 1/1 until end of
Yeah.
turn. At the end of the turn, I'm going to cast something from your graveyards.
That's awful.
Might be the creatures that I killed. Wow, is that on theme for this guy? Because I hear he killed a lot of people in this game.
This game's old enough. I'll say the heroes lose. He ascends to godhood, and then they have to fight him again. That's basically how the game goes.
Awesome. One last thing I want to say about this commander is that if you wanted to make Prosper a little better, it would fit in there.
Yeah, here's your
'cause he
obligatory.
exiles-
Here's a red black card that. This goes in Prosper.
Like, I love this card because
I forgot that's the
it's-
reason I picked this card. By the way,
Yeah,
here's my Prosper.
I
play.
imagine. So I thought I would say it, but I love this card because of how maybe precise you could make it as well. Because he's exiling stuff from your opponent's graveyards randomly. So if you played something like Withered Wretch, which is a 2-drop creature in black, and it says pay 1, exile target card from a graveyard, you could narrow down to only exiling what you want to exile. Even if it's random, you could potentially narrow it down to have the best possible shot of casting the best case scenario. I love that kind of play style. I think this is a really cool commander. Yeah.
Alrighty, Jonathan, what's your next card?
My next card is Aerith. Aerith
boy.
Gainsborough. You know,
Nothing bad can ever
Aerith.
happen to her.
Oh my
She's so happy.
gosh, she's so
She wants
awesome.
to be a flower salesman. Sephiroth. What? Why are you saying Sephiroth?
Oh, spoilers. I've never played Final Fantasy.
Wait, what?
I've never played Final Fantasy 7.
My gosh,
Yeah, I
man.
played
know, I'm
Crisis Core and then
awful.
Advent
I'm
Children.
awful.
What happened to Aerith in 7? She's just not there. She on vacation.
Yeah,
She went to a farm upstate.
Yeah. Sheesh.
All right, what does Aerith do?
Okay.
What are her stats?
Aerith Gainsborough. She is a 3-drop white, so 2 colors, 1 white mana. Legendary creature, human cleric.
Okay.
Human
tribal.
cleric.
Yeah.
So she can go
She's in
some
your
places,
party.
Yeah.
Party up.
Lifelink 2/2. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Aerith Gainsborough. When Aerith Gainsborough dies, put X +1/+1 counters on each legendary creature you control, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Aerith Gainsborough.
So it's in a Johnny's Pride Mate, but with an upside for your opponent, basically like 2 for 1ing.
Yeah, it's
Your
an
Johnny's
Ajani
Pride Mate.
Pride Mate that can go into your command zone that has, I think, an upside that's worth an extra 1 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this card. This card is awesome. If,
Why would they put a death trigger on her though?
I
That's
have
yeah,
no idea.
I hope someone in
Nothing
the
bad
to
ever
power up
happened.
somebody else.
someone in the comments help us out here.
Yeah, if in the comments, could you put what happened? Oh,
or maybe like
why?
a GIF. Can
Yeah,
we get
yeah,
a
yeah.
GIF
I don't think we could put gifs in YouTube
or something like
comments.
that? Maybe a
If
link.
you can make ASCII art of what happens in Final Fantasy VII.
Hey, so on TikTok now you can like comment with photos.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
if
let's
you're
do
watching
that.
this on TikTok, comment with a photo of what happens to Aerith, because I have no idea.
I want to see that farm upstate.
Yeah.
Because
It's a very nice farm.
Like
She
a
sells a lot of
postcard.
flowers there.
Yeah.
A lot of flowers.
Oh yeah, the flowers.
Oh, is she like a beekeeper? She has an apiary upstate. That's what they call bee farms. It's apiaries.
Yeah, the apes.
So 100 Aeriths
Okay, no.
versus 1 green.
100 errors versus 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You know how long Sephiroth's sword would have to be to skewer all
I
of
mean,
them all
it's
at
long
once?
enough.
Are we talking about
A
skewer?
kebab of Aeriths.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're
Oh,
talking
sorry.
about.
Yeah. We don't
Well, am I
know.
getting
Yeah, what
spoiled right
happened? Yeah.
So this card is awesome. I love this. Like, Ajani Pride Mate is one of my favorite cards of all time.
She's a healer in the game,
Yeah.
isn't she, too? Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. But yeah.
She's a healer.
Yeah.
Okay.
She does have some like battle magic, but she's mainly healer focused.
She's got a stick.
Yeah, she got
Bunk-
shtick.
bunk
She's
people.
One of the
Stick.
other things, let me look this up before I look stupid. Let me look this up before I look
I think the hap's not helping with
stupid.
that.
What's up there?
Yeah. So,
Oh.
also, Ajani Pride Mate does not have lifelink itself.
Oh, you're right. She has the payoff and the enabler.
Unlike Mirko.
Ooh, unlike Mirko.
Awesome.
unlike Mirko.
Already better than Mirko. I don't need to tell you what kind of deck this goes in, but maybe I kind of do because of that third line of text where she gives +X to legendary creatures. So you have some ways you can go with this. And it's like really cool. If you were going to go the legendary route, she probably wouldn't be the commander, although you could. But
I don't think she goes into like a Sisei deck at all though.
yeah,
like, you're typically not
yeah.
gaining
Like
life.
Sisei has way too many options being 5 color. Like let's be realistic about Aerith. Like she's not like super like powerful.
No.
But I think in the right Legends Matter deck,
White has a lot of good legends. And then,
It does, yeah.
like, the thing is, with this commander too, is that you lean towards a life gain Voltron strategy, which Voltron typically, I think the weakness of most Voltron decks is that they're not playing enough creatures to block stuff that have good stats to do the thing. Legendary Matters loves that, right? Like, they play creatures. And then she's giving you life gain, so you're not dying to just random swings.
Yep.
Right? And then she passes the torch to another creature so you can close out games, right? Because like what happens when you use your Voltron commander to kill one player and then they kill your commander and you're like, oh no, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Now this guy is going to come kick your ass.
yeah. And
Is that what happens in the game?
Most of the time.
Oh, wow, you're
okay.
spot on, man.
If you're bad at the game,
You're
yeah.
just guessing. Just throwing darts at the wall and it's hitting bullseye every time.
Wow.
Yeah. But for my future plans with Aerith, she is going to go in Celestine.
Are you gonna play Isamaru?
I might.
Oh, well, she's going into Celestine.
She's going into Celestine. Isamaru is maybe a different story.
Because I was thinking, like, if she was your commander, I would definitely, like, it'd be funny to imagine the dog with a Buster Blade.
I can get behind that, yeah.
Yeah. Corgi Cloud.
And what is that? What's that Abzan dragon that just came out in Tarkir Dragon Sword?
Baitor.
Baitor. She's
Oh.
Baitor all day.
Yeah, and Rodolph?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Alright.
There's a lot of different directions you can go with her.
In the 99, in the command
Yeah.
zone.
And she can
Petting
go in a cleric
doggos.
tribal deck too
Cleric-
if you're
yeah,
that's
cleric
how you
tribal
roll.
Edgewalker.
Yeah.
Clerics cost
Yeah.
white, black less.
That is one of the main reasons to play Cleric Tribal is you just get to play Edgewalker.
Yeah.
It's like awesome. But infinite combos with Agatha's
I
Soul
mean,
Cauldron.
Have we broken...
I don't need to say anything.
Have we broken Aetherflux Reservoir yet? I
We have chipped at it a little bit more, but it was already broken.
Yeah, because I feel like Aetherflux Reservoir goes in.
Yeah, maybe.
No, probably
But,
not. But maybe.
Agatha's Soul Cauldron with Walking Ballista and Heliod.
Oh,
is-
Heliod
yeah,
too. Holy
yeah.
crap, yeah.
So it's Aerith rules. So what are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right.
Whisper so close. Back to me.
Hello.
Hi, Tate.
All right, so the next card I got is actually from the Cloud Precon for Final Fantasy VII. It's going to be Vincent, Vengeful Atoner. He's a 3-cost legendary creature assassin. He's a 3/3. He has Menace, and whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on Vincent. And then whenever Vincent deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent if Vincent's power is 7 or greater.
Ezio.
Yes, exactly. Exactly,
I
yes.
stole his thing.
I
You're
stole
a
his
thief.
thing.
He's thieving.
Oh, hey.
What the heck?
There might be a theme.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. There's
Okay.
not.
No, this is a theme because
So is this a Trigun character? Because this guy looks like
he does. He really does look like a Trigun
V
character.
for Vincent, V for Vash, V for Zoro.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. I
love
did
it.
it to the wrong camera.
I picked him because he's voiced by Matt Mercer. That's why.
Oh, that's right.
He is, isn't he?
He's your boy Matthew.
Yeah.
Man,
Matthew Merceroo.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
that's what Mercer's short for.
wish Matt Mercer was my dad.
you wish Matt Mercer was your dad?
I wish Vincent was my dad.
You know, that fits for you.
Okay.
What? I forgot his abilities.
Okay, so whenever
I thought I got
one or more
written on the
creatures you
phone
control
here.
deal combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on him.
Okay.
And then whenever he deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent if his power is 7 or greater.
Oh, so, infect.
In fact,
you certainly
bro,
could.
Lifelink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also does have Menace, so that's pretty solid.
The last line is the line you're breaking here.
I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
since
So
I'm running
you're playing
assassins,
grafted exoskeleton with him as the command zone.
okay,
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, really? Okay.
Yeah, well, Vincent as the commander, you play
Yeah.
grafted exoskeleton, and then
Okay.
you play a bunch of creatures that just like get in there. Like it's whenever one or more creatures deals combat damage to a player, double strike, you get double the triggers.
That's a fair point, yeah.
Whoa, it's crazy. Card's crazy. I mean, yes, okay, cool. He does go into Ezio decks because he is an assassin. I don't know if he's one of the better assassins.
I'll have to relook the card, but I believe Lord of Pain says whenever the opponent casts
It's not combat damage. So
it's
it doesn't
not combat
count
damage.
because it
I thought
says-
it said that Lord of Pain does that much damage to them.
it does that much damage to them, yeah, or to a random player that isn't that person, but
No, I think
to a target player
yeah,
that
you
is
target the
it's
player.
not random. That's
Yeah.
right.
And opponents can't gain life.
Yeah.
Lord of
Yeah,
Pain
yeah.
rules.
Lord of
Like a
Pain is pretty
rule.
cool.
But if I read this correctly,
It does not trigger Vincent.
a player casts their spell each turn, choose another target player. Okay, yeah. Lord of Pain. It says Lord of Pain deals that much damage.
But that's not combat damage.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
That's effective
Okay.
damage. Yeah.
So I know standard mono red players are crying. They're crying themselves to sleep that this will not be standard playable.
It is not. No.
I'm sorry, guys. You're just gonna have to eat your cake and
Corey
not have
Steelcutter.
any more. You know, like This card rules.
Screaming Nemesis.
Yeah, you get to have your Screaming Nemesis in the
Course,
3-drop,
okay.
and then you'll be happy. You'll be happy with that. I would be happy with that.
I know we're gonna hop over to you, but the card that I have after this, I think it's in the same pre-con.
Go
as
ahead.
him.
I could do like 18 cards.
So the card I have after this is Conformer Shuriken.
Uh-huh.
It's also from the same precon. It says equipped creature has whenever this creature attacks, a tap target creature defending player controls. If that creature has greater power than the creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature equal to the difference.
Oh. Okay. Wombo combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say because he's already a 3/3.
And you're in mono. If you're playing this guy as the commander, you're in mono red. You can play Stratascythe, which would. Stratascythe.
Mountains.
Yeah, mountains. I exile a mountain. You can play Valakut, and every mountain becomes a control piece essentially now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
How many mountains of how many lands of different names? 5? Okay.
Or no, it's just 5 mountains on the field.
Oh, that's right.
And if you play Blood Moon, it's 4 because Valakut counts itself. It doesn't say other mountains. It just says mountains.
This is just gonna be a really nasty like aggro commander.
I sense a theme with your cards. Mono red stuff.
Yeah.
Decks that
Great.
you want to build and put cards into your deck.
You knew we wouldn't pick any of that stuff, yet you still picked Noctis.
I just liked Noctis. I thought he was
Oh
cool.
yeah.
I mean, it's a cool artifact deck. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Conformer Shuriken would be really cool because also they are in the same deck as Vincent. Because if, say, Vincent is attacking with a Shuriken and you're attacking an opponent with 2 creatures on the field, you can tap one of their creatures as you attack.
Yeah.
And then say Vincent's already a 3/3, so he'll get a +1/+1 counter if the creature is stronger. You could potentially just hit everyone in that one attack.
Yes. Card is nuts. I think Vincent would be a really fun commander.
Okay.
And then also, I can't wait for the Vashta Stampede alts.
That's gonna be sick.
Give us that secret lair.
Give us that secret. Yeah. Hey, Universes Beyond, Trigun, Wizards. Hey, we'll help
Oh
you
my
print money.
god, there's enough characters.
There's
enough.
There is.
You got
so
Vash,
many.
Wolfwood.
You got the whole
Millie,
assassin.
Meryl.
Yeah.
What's Vash's brother's name?
Is it 9?
Knives. Yeah.
Yeah, Knives. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
it's
want
Knives, but
Legato.
it's Knives.
Legato's
And then-
sick.
Oh, buddy, the fucking Colorado Brothers
Oh,
Okay.
or whatever.
Partner.
Yeah, partner commanders. Yeah. All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
There is only accidentally a theme. So my next card is Strago and Realm. He's a 3-mana 1/3 legendary human wizard creature with a 3-mana 2 and then a red tap. Target opponent exiles a card from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery or creature card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste, and at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice this creature, activate only as a sorcery. Are we having fun stealing stuff? Hey, I like Chaos Wand. In my mono red decks that don't play a lot of control pieces, Chaos Wand is a cool effect that says, I might need a counterspell. No, this is a sorcery speed Chaos Wand, so it sucks when you hit those counter spells and stuff. But when you hit a board wipe with these kind of effects, and you're just like, I needed a board wipe right about now.
There
That's
is
so
a theme.
cool.
It's got a theme going here.
I am not a crook.
We're stealing everything.
I'm not a crook.
We are wizards again,
Wizards again. Yeah.
and we're board wipe tribaling with not our cards.
Wizard thieves.
Wait, was Kefka
Shadow
a wizard?
money game. Yeah, Kefka was a wizard.
Yeah, we're consistent. We're consistent.
Okay. I mean, we don't really need to say too much about this guy. He's just really funny because, like I said, you just make, hey, cool. Like, thanks for playing good creatures. Thanks for playing good instant sorceries. And here's the secret political tip for you guys. If you hit, see, I'm not a crook into a political thing, right? If you hit a bad creature with this, like you're just like, oh no, I hit a mirror, right? Like just like a leaden mirror, the 2-mana 1/1 that says it taps for black or whatever, right? Like, oh no, oops, I'm just a little guy. Don't hurt me, please, right? Like here's 1 coming at you, right? And then your opponents will go, you, and then forget about the fact that you might steal a Blightsteel Colossus from the top of their deck.
You would have to play one first, and then you deserve what's coming to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I really like this commander I actually had not seen this card until you had brought it up. Wow. I used to play Obika, like the first Obika, where you could just like end a turn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Steal their crap before end step, end your freaking turn.
Sundial of the Infinite goes in this deck for
Oh
sure.
yeah. That's awesome. Like that's just like such a cool
Tate,
play
you look
pattern.
confused.
I am confused.
So Sundial of the Infinite and Obeka, or Obika, however you want to pronounce it, fake name, right? They both say you may end your turn immediately.
Okay.
That means that your turn just ends and it goes to the next player's turn. There's no end phase. There's there's nothing. So what you do is when you have an end step trigger on the stack, that's like, hey, when sacrifices creature at the end of the turn, you put that trigger on the stack and then you end the turn. If you end the turn in the middle of the stack resolving, the stack does not resolve. And any abilities and spells on the stack get exiled. Sundial of the Infinite lets you end only your own turn, but like you steal a creature from your opponent, and then with the end step trigger on the stack where you go, I sacrifice this creature, you go Sundial of the Infinite.
Oh.
Now, you have to... The issue with this is that it gains the ability that says at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice this creature. So it still gets sacrificed at the end of each turn. Yeah. However, if you flicker it.
You can flicker it.
Yeah.
Conjurer's Closet. There's a theme here.
I think Conjurer's Closet actually says under its owner's control.
Oh,
Don't quote me on that, but I don't know. Anywho.
I would play Mimic Vat in this deck too.
Oh, Mimic Vat?
I play it in any deck.
Here's another secret tech. It says you may cast, which is important because if you don't want to cast it, you've permanently exiled that spell.
That's sick.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're thinking with portals. All right. That's enough about Stargun Realm. Jonathan, what's your card?
Okay. So I know I was talking about Aerith and what kind of commanders would be cool for it. We've got Celestine, which is awesome. Bador. My next card is Squall, Seed Mercenary.
Ooh, tomato.
Huh? Yeah.
Who's this guy?
Well, he is a Seed Mercenary, and he is hot in the face. That's why I like him.
What's his mana cost?
He is a 4-drop. 2 colorless, 1 white, 1 black. He is Orzhov. Okay.
Not bad.
He is a legendary creature, human knight.
Yeah, this is that guy.
Mercenary. Notably, he is a knight.
Knight.
And his ability is Rough Divide. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike until end of turn. And here's the kicker. He does not have kicker.
Okay.
Here's the second ability that is really good. Whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Whoa.
It's all right.
I know. Even I'm talking to him. Even I'm trying to talk myself out of it. Where it's like, Squall has to first. He has to survive an entire turn if he doesn't have haste, and then you have to hit. I should have mentioned he's also a 3/4.
Connect. Yeah.
But oh my gosh, there's possibilities.
And if he's your commander, there's even less incentive for your opponent to let you hit them with it.
That's true,
right? Because like. We've talked about this at length. This is why Tate's like, oh, this guy, right? But like, it seems decent, but I don't know if I want to play Sun Titan in the command zone, and this just feels like Sun Titan in the command zone.
I would say Sun Titan's better.
Sun Titan is better.
Is a better card.
It's an ETB. It's on attack.
Baseline. However, I think this commander Squall. I think he opens up a kind of a different play pattern for a beloved archetype of mine is stacks. I love stacks. I was saying when this card first got spoiled and I was singing its praises and I was like, whoa, this is a great Voltron commander, huh, everybody? I kind of reneged on that. I don't think he's really that good of a Voltron commander. I think there are better options like Danitha and Zur. You know, and there are better Voltron options, but from a stacks, if you're going to play stacks, I think Squall he can throw his hat in the ring somewhere, right? So I say this
now. So you know what? Now that you've switched it up from Voltron to that, I think I'm on board.
I think right? Because we're talking now. Okay,
we're talking right now.
So
because like turn 1 Entomb.
You can entomb.
Turn 2, you play.
What are you
Arcane
entombing?
I don't know. Something,
So
some
we've got
goofy stack
plenty
piece.
of options.
Then you go turn 2 Arcane Signet, turn 3 Squall because he's a
Sure,
4-drop, and
sure.
then now on turn 4 you're swinging with Squall with mana open, so you could still Buried Alive, do all that stuff because at turn 4 you have 5 mana. You can even do this thing. It's called Final Parting. It's a 5 mana sorcery that says search your library for 2 cards, one in the hand, the other in the graveyard. So you entomb
Sick.
a creature that's a stacks piece, that's 3 mana or less. Then you entomb a stacks piece, 3 mana or less. Doesn't need to be a creature because when Squall connects, you bring them both back.
Yeah.
I think I'm on board now.
I love that you brought up Entomb as a turn 1 play. There could be a Reanimator angle to this because we are playing low to the ground. So Squall can only get 3 mana or less back. And it doesn't specify if it's a non-land permanent. This is any permanent.
And then even if... Oh, it's any permanent?
Yeah, it is
even
not
lands?
non-land permanent.
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Target
Wowzers.
permanent.
So it's rampant in black-white, I
So
guess.
you
can play
mentioned
evolving.
Entomb.
Evolving Wilds.
You mentioned Entomb.
You play
You
Ash
can put
Barrens.
some nasty stuff into the graveyard off of an Entomb. We got Douthie Voidwalker.
Yes.
We got Opposition Agent.
Oh my god, you could just play Squall Hate Bears, huh?
You could Hate Bear it. And in this deck as well, you would play Savine's Reclamation,
Leonin Arbiter,
Leonin Arbiter.
Haven Mind Sensor,
Yeah, you
Drannith
could do
Magistrate. Wow.
It's nasty stuff.
Hey, you know what? I'm a Squall fan now.
All right.
How
Get
dare
in
you
there,
convert
buddy.
him?
Hey, can you say his name backwards though?
D's.
Nuts. Got him.
Yeah.
Because it's Seed Mercenary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I fell into that. It's probably because I'm not getting enough vitamin C because there's a overcast today.
Buddy, we're indoors.
Yeah.
It's not overcast.
Yeah.
Today.
I just not getting enough vitamin C.
5/21.
Yeah.
Or it's May 21st. I'm gonna date this podcast. And
You get
it's a
vitamin
very
C from the
clear
sun,
day.
right? Vitamin C?
Hey Tate, what's your next card?
No, I'm not even done. I'm not even freaking done.
We're done.
No, yeah.
joking,
That's the
joking.
second D's nuts joke.
I am not even done with this card.
We're not even done talking about
I'm
Squall.
not done with
What
this.
else? What else Squall does?
So we're talking about lands. Glacial Chasm.
Oh my god.
What does that one do? Please tell.
So that has a cumulative upkeep. It is a land you play.
Okay.
Yeah,
It has
yeah,
a
yeah,
cumulative upkeep of pay 2 life. So on your upkeep, you would pay 2 life. And the card says creatures cannot attack, right? Or they can't attack you. Which one was it?
It basically makes it so that people can't do damage to you. And then you sacrifice the land at your upkeep for its cumulative upkeep. And then you just bring it back with Squall
Yeah.
to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
What else am I doing with this deck? Contamination.
Oh my god, you
That's
can
a
play
3 mana.
Kataki.
What does that do?
It's the all artifacts have upkeep pay 1
Oh, yeah.
or sacrifice it.
Yeah.
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 Oh my god.
I'm strip mining
You
you
can
every turn.
play
I'm wastelanding
Baby
you every
Revelark.
turn.
You know what I'm talking about? Baby
I know what you're
Revelark?
talking about. I've never played it. What can you get back with that?
I don't remember, but it's like a 3 mana Revelark that like brings back little
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Which your deck is playing.
And then I'm also playing Knight Captain of EOS every
Wayfarer's
turn.
Bauble.
You can get back Wayfarer's Bauble.
I mean, that's,
sure,
that's not the best thing you can do with it, but that's
but
pretty
you
good.
can.
Wowzers, huh?
And then you're playing Seal of Doom and Seal of Cleansing and Executioner's Capsule. If you're light on removal
And then the win condition is commander damage or your opponent conceding.
or your opponent conceding, yeah. What are we doing?
Gosh.
Okay.
Final Fantasy is a fun set.
It is. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enough of those war crimes. Tate, what's your...
Okay, my next card is Locke, Treasure Hunter. He's a 3-cost legendary creature, human rogue. Locke can't be blocked by creatures with power greater than him. And whenever Locke attacks, each player mills a card. If a land card was milled this way, create a treasure token. And then until end of turn, you may cast a spell from among those cards.
Hit him with a good and prosper. Makes them treasure tokens.
That might be fun.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a bit of theft, like you were talking about.
I almost put that card on my list. But
Did you really?
I went, nah, it's not as good and prosper as
That's fair.
this card. Because you're casting from the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Pretty fun. 3 mana. Let me see here.
Yeah, take a look.
Whenever he attacks,
It's got
can't be
Skulk.
blocked. It's got Skulk, essentially.
Yeah.
So not many things are blocking it, and if they are, they're chump blocking it mostly. Huh. And he's automatically paying you off for playing lands Wow, there's a lot of treasure tribal stuff that
Yeah.
each player mills a card. If a land card was milled this way,
He would fit into the alternate commander for Olivia who says, I forgot his name, but he turns all the treasures into 3/3
into 3/3.
constructs.
I mean, you're already playing all the treasure payoff cards. Zorn, you're playing the punch face guy, Grim Hireling,
Professional face breakers.
professional face breaker.
Yeah.
And
He's
then,
reprinted in this set as well.
of course he is.
Great.
Yeah.
Needed that.
And then you're getting both effects. Because it says each player mills a card, and then if you mill a land, you create a treasure token. But if you mill a non-land, and hey, you're casting a spell. Like, there's not very many cases where each player is milling a land. And if each player mills a non-land, that's more choice. That you're drawing 3 cards from your opponent's deck.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. So much value.
Wow.
It's just super valuable.
3 cost, 2/3. I mean, can't be blocked with creatures with greater power. I mean, pretty solid just in zone.
Yeah. I would love, like, Treasures Matters. Like, that's where it belongs, and I think that's fair to say. Treasures Matters with, like, a theft side theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would be willing to put him in a tiny creature deck where you make a bunch of small creatures and swing wide.
Whenever lock attacks though is the main kicker for me. It's like you gotta put your commander in the danger zone. Like if they have 3 Saprotlings, dude's dead. They got
Right.
3 Moogles. You're only killing 1 Moogle.
You're right.
Can we saw in half lock?
No, because he's legendary.
Oh, you can't do it with legendary. Oh, never mind.
Well, you can. You just killed the.
Ah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said a dumb. Edit that out.
I just think he's a cool, like, cheap, versatile type creature to throw in there.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a Grixis rogue deck that really wants to do this as well too, right? Because like there's the Dimir rogue deck,
Okay.
and then there's a lot of red rogues, right? Like
There is that pirate guy, Don. What's his face?
oh wait a minute,
He's Grixis.
rogues are
Rogues are considered
what are they called?
Outlaws.
From outlaws.
outlaws. Yes,
They're
rogues
just
are considered
outlaws?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
So
Oh,
you
yeah.
could throw him into an outlaw tribal deck.
Laughing Jasper Flint.
That's not a
Yeah,
bad
I'm gonna
idea.
cry.
That's not a bad idea.
Outlaws doing the thing. Crazy.
And
I was
outlaws,
thinking. Oh yeah.
outlaws usually have a lot of treasure support as well.
Yes.
So I mean, he's pretty on theme for the whole outlaw tribal stuff.
Nice. Not bad.
You even got theft.
I
We just
I
love
don't
our theft
condone
here.
theft. All right.
But you do encourage it?
Oh, I play the hell out of it.
Yeah. All right, Jose, what's your next card?
My next card is Professor Hojo. He's a 2-mana human scientist. All the changelings are scientists now, by the way. 2/2. Well, not now. I think there were scientists in the Fallout set, but anyway, he's green, legendary creature. The first activated ability you activate during your turn that targets a creature you control costs 2 less to activate. Whenever one or more creatures you control becomes the target of an activated ability, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Okay, so this guy is in the Final Fantasy VII deck. The thing that you want to do with this is equipment abilities.
Yeah.
Because they cost 2 less to activate, and then you draw a card for each equipment that you... Well, the first equipment ability that you activate. Blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Kenrith. Yeah.
Is he in the Cloud Precon?
He's in the Cloud Precon.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't he from Final Fantasy VII? I
Yes,
vaguely
he is.
remember Professor
yes, he's
Ho-Ho.
from Final Fantasy VII.
All right. So, yeah. Kenrith decks want him. You want activated abilities to do the thing. Agatha decks. Yeah, because Agatha and then Agatha Soul Cauldron, all that good stuff. It seems fun. Whenever one or more creatures you control become the target of an activated ability, draw a card. Wow, that does not say activated ability you control. So if your opponent does something to one of your creatures on their turn, you draw a card.
Heck yeah.
Just in case you're playing that Final Fantasy VII Precon in a commander event or something, and you're just like, oh, hey, you're doing a thing to my creature with an activated ability, I will draw a card.
Right.
This commander card isn't like super cool, super breakable. It's not the sexiest commander, but it does a lot of interesting things that I have not seen done in green because typically green is not the color for equipment and all that stuff.
Right.
You playing your dog meat deck?
Yeah.
This should go in dog meat.
Yeah, he should go in dog meat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in this set that should just go in dog meat.
I
though.
mean, you got a Naya precon that has an equipment sub theme.
right.
You're putting it in dog meat. You're putting dog meat in the things. We're talking about the magic card dog meat from the Fallout set. We're not grinding up dogs and then putting their meat into. Anywho,
That's what I call all of my decks. They're just dog meat.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. For like a quick cost is great.
Yeah.
like that's awesome. But aren't there some like static creatures or like other artifacts that you would love to like just target your own stuff with? Like,
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
trying to think.
I mean, like at the base level, there's
I can't think.
there's like a lot of cards that just say like put +1 Western counters on
Yeah.
things. Like you
Yeah.
can, like there's a lot of ways to skin this cat. The best way to do this is to just play the equipment. Make sure you're first equipped because it's the most consistent way to get that ability to trigger every single turn. I only brought him up because of his second ability, which draws you cards whenever your creatures are targeted.
Yeah.
It feels like Surak from Dragonstorm.
Uh-huh.
God, that card was so good, especially in draft. That guy says creature spells and creatures that are being targeted. So even if your spell gets countered on the stack, you still draw a card.
Heck
We're not
yeah.
talking about Surak though. We're Professor Ho-Ho.
Are there any like cool 0 like activated abilities like that target
Oh
a
my
creature?
gosh! It says 2 less to activate and doesn't say if it would reduce its cost to 0 or less. It reduces it to 1 instead, like Training Grounds or Hearthstone would say. And so you can make those abilities cost 0.
Yeah.
Where are those cards? What are those cards? I think there's a. Oh no space on the memory card. Okay, cool.
We're
just
to
gonna
know
use the
that these
central
memory
camera.
cards can only last for about 2 or 3 hours, barely.
Huh.
That's good to know.
Okay. Do we need to speed through the last
Yeah,
cards
let's
for
speed
each
through
of
the
us?
last bit because we
Okay.
still have this last camera. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we could swap out the memory card from that one onto that one because that one only has like 30 minutes of footage, and we
That
can
is
just
a
have
fair
the
point.
one camera at the end. That
Right.
makes the last half of editing pretty easy.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. How much longer do we have in here, by the way?
we still have a full hour and a half.
Oh, sure. Then
we still
yeah,
have an hour
if
and a
that
half.
one says it's full, then we'll just move it over.
Yeah.
Okay. So to me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your next card?
so my next card is the Water Crystal. It is a 4-drop legendary artifact. It is 2 colorless and 2 blue. And this artifact says blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So it's already got Sapphire Medallion on there.
All the crystals do this for their colors.
Yeah, which are awesome.
Yeah, great.
Really great. And then its second ability is if an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But that's a static ability, and I'm pretty sure the crystals have an activated ability.
They do. The activated ability of this crystal is 6 mana, 4 colorless, 2 blue, tap it. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. Plus 4.
Man, wait a minute. There's no way you'll have more than 7 cards in your hand during your turn in blue.
Never.
Never. And like, what happens when you do have more than 7 cards? At the end of your turn, you discard all those cards, right? So you're not playing cards like Reliquary Tower, Thought Vessel. What is the blue MDFC that draws you cards and then makes
Seagate Restoration.
Seagate Restoration. Yeah.
No way we're doing
We
anything.
broke Seagate Restoration again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
So
way.
I just want to say, if I am playing mill,
Yeah, Bruvec. Mill twice as many, plus 4.
my first mill deck was Draw New.
Ooh.
That was my first mill deck. So I was playing black in there as well.
Wait, are you milling yourself in that deck?
Milling everyone.
Oh, okay.
And I'm playing things like Nephalia Drownyard, and then Traumatize and all that because this was way back when.
Yeah, you're
But
not playing Tasha's Hideous Laughter yet.
I love that this crystal is a win con of itself.
Does it say whenever a player or whenever an opponent mills?
Whenever an opponent would mill 1 or more cards. So I'm not getting milled at an accelerated rate, but I am playing
like-
Codex Shredders.
I feel like it'd be better if you did. Codex Shredder. Oh my
I'm
God.
playing
Wait
Codex
a minute.
Shredder.
Tap to Millicard?
I'm playing
buddy.
the other one. I can't remember the name of it. I wasn't a Lantern Control player. I'm
I know what
playing
you're talking about.
freaking Ashiok Dream Render. I'm playing Nephalia Drownyard again. Like
You're playing Blue Mage's Kane. The first card I mentioned.
it's a great card. it could definitely find its way in.
Because you're milling your opponents.
Yeah, and
Right.
I'm
Putting
playing
in some
Tasha's
sorceries in
Hideous
your board.
Laughter and you know, like I just love that you would take a mill deck and you would be like, oh man, I have individual cards in here that are not exactly a win condition in and of itself, like an actual definitive win condition in and of itself. But they're still doing the thing towards the bigger picture. This card for 4 mana is a win condition in and of itself.
And you play it off so well because you're just like, I'm just using it as a Sapphire.
Yeah, as a
it's
Sapphire
Medallion on turn 3. If I'm playing Sapphire Medallion on turn 2, oh my God, you can go turn 1, Soul Ring, Sapphire Medallion, and then turn 2, you can play this card and then still cast stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anywho, Bruvak, just so you guys know, is a card that says whenever an opponent would mill cards, they mill twice that many cards. Since that's a replacement effect that affects a player, those replacement effect gets put into the order that the affected target would happen to. And so your opponent should do the most effective thing, which is mill twice and then add 4 instead of adding 4 then milling twice.
Interesting. All right.
Right. And so it's just like the damage doubling and adding to damage, all your like Toblerone effects, right? Torroff from Wilds of Eldraine. or
Yeah,
whatever.
he get
Yeah.
extra damage.
Like extra damage.
Yeah.
So that's what happens to that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
still good. I mean, doubling plus 4.
Yeah, and I love this card as
Fleet
well.
Swallower. Holy crap.
Yeah, and then you're not having to play sorcery speed anymore to play like a traumatize on one player. You are each opponent.
Oh my gosh.
milling.
So Teferi's the Sphinx's tutelage.
Sphinx's tutelage.
Where it says at the beginning of your upkeep, a player mills 2 cards, and then if any of those cards share a color, then
they
you
mill
repeat
again.
it.
Yeah. And then
That's 6
6.
cards. I think that's a little easier to share colors when you have 6 cards instead of 2. Wowzers.
yeah. This card rules. I should look at that comment. This card rules. Okay.
Nice.
Tate, do you got any more cards?
All right, this is my last card. So I just want to preface.
Is it Noctis?
No, it is not
Okay.
Noctis. No,
I stole it.
this wouldn't have been my last card. But so Final Fantasy has a lot of cool saga creatures. Just gotta say that. This card, it's Summon Titan. It is a 5 cost. It is a 7/7 enchanted creature, Saga Giant. It has Reach and Trample. So for lore counter number 1, it says mill 5 cards. For lore counter number 2, it says return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And then for lore counter number 3, it says until end of turn, another target creature you control gains trample and gets +X/+X, where X is the number of lands you control. That guy right there.
Ah.
And what's his power and toughness?
He's a 7/7.
5 mana 7/7 reach.
You can't give it to
Tremble.
him though, because it says another creature.
Yeah, because he dies at 3 because he's a saga.
That's
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad.
No.
So, mill 5 cards. First off, we're Muldrotha.
Yes, exactly. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
like, Mike's playing this.
Mike definitely plays Summon Titan in Muldrotha.
Right.
For sure. Return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Wow. What? It's not a legendary creature, sadly, and so you
It's
can't
not.
play it as the commander. But what commander decks do you want to play this in? Lord Windgrace.
Right.
Yeah.
I personally want to put it in Kyler.
You want to play it in Kyler?
Yeah.
You want to mill 5 cards in Kyler?
Yes.
Huh.
Because it has some flashback in there.
Yeah.
Has some
I
flashback
feel like
and some graveyard recursion.
I feel like your Kyler deck, for as good as it is, it's a pretty decent deck to play against. Just kind of has a little bit of everything in it. And I'm like, how does this work? How do you do it?
I don't know. I just started building one day.
You just
and
put
never
rares
stopped.
in there and then
Yeah. I was like, ooh, this is a pretty art. I'll put that in there. Yeah, that's kind of what just
Summon
happened.
Titan, tell it another
But-
target creature.
I want to play this with a Crater Host Behemoth.
Karametra.
I love it with
Karametra?
Karametra. Karametra
Okay.
rules. And I actually have something to bring up about Karameshra in this next one.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Me personally, I love that you're milling the 5 cards, and I love that you're returning all the lands. I want to mill a Ink Moth Nexus. I want to return an Ink Moth Nexus, and then I want to give Ink
Plus
Moth
X,
Nexus
plus X.
plus X and trample until end of turn, and I want to kill someone.
with the
Okay.
Nexus. I was thinking you were thinking too small, but yeah, you know what?
I want to give something infect.
My thought is I want to hit Field of Ruin, or not Field of Ruin, Field of the Dead.
Oh yeah, you hit Fill It or Dead. Why not both?
Why not both?
Why not both? Lands matter. Lands matter.
I have a Titania deck that this needs to go in.
I'm surprised you didn't say Titania first.
Wow. Because I have forgotten to upgrade a lot of my decks. That's one of them. that
Fair
I'm just
enough.
like-
You got a lot of them.
yeah, I got like 50 or something.
Yeah, I'm more of the focused one. I'm very laser focused
I am.
on just a couple.
Very
few
much
at a
on
time.
ADD meds. So I'm hella not focused.
So what about putting it in Shanti?
Go what?
Gashanti?
Go Shintai?
Gashintai, sorry.
Yeah, it's an enchantment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, you can just keep bouncing back to the field and then keep milling more cards.
Yeah.
And then if you're just running just enchantments, you can just return those enchantments that you milled.
yeah, I mean, it's a decent card no matter what. Tom Bombadil wants this because it's a saga. It notably is a historic permanent too, and so
Yeah.
like historic matters decks.
Right.
Like there's a lot of decks that like would like Summon Titan.
Yeah. I think this is really great in all of those. I think it's specifically super great in Lands Matters. But this is a great versatile card that can just go into a bunch of different archetypes in green.
All right,
So, great
ready?
card.
You ready for a small lightning round?
Yeah, small lightning
Okay.
round.
Okay, let me get set up because I'm gonna put all the rares in the back. I got a couple of uncommons and stuff that I
I still have one more after you, right?
Yeah. We'll do
Okay,
We'll do a
okay.
lightning round
No, we're gonna skip
of
you.
2 or 3 more cards. Okay. So first uncommon that I have, Poo Poo UFO. It's a 2-mana flying construct alien. It is tap. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield, and for 3 mana until end of turn, target this creature's base power is equal to the number of towns you control. Dude, they just printed Walking Atlas with flying that plays in Toughness Matters decks. Crazy. Poo Poo UFO. I mean, all you Abzan players out there, you love Poo Poo UFO. You love that poo poo. You want to put it in you. Anywho, we're gonna skip over that because it's just Walking Atlas, but good. Next card I want to talk about, Ice Magic, 2-mana instant. It's a tiered spell, and so you could choose an extra mana cost. For 0, you could return target creature to its owner's hand. For 2 more, you could put target creature's owner puts it on their top or bottom of their library, or for 6 extra mana, target creature's owner shuffles it into their library. This is a funny control piece for standard decks. I really loved a tiered mechanic, and I can't wait to see all the cards with tiered because, wow, do I love the fact that this feels like control is coming back. More on that later in standard, because right now we're in aggro hell right now, right? Like
Yeah.
every deck. Corey Steelcutter, aggro, Screaming Nemesis, aggro, right? Like we're kind of in Gruul prowess. Is it prowess? All the prowess.
Feels
Aggro.
Bedman.
Ice Magic feels like we're finally control. All right, I'm not done with commons and uncommons. Instant ramen.
Oh my gosh.
2-mana artifact food. It has the food text and it has flash because it's instant.
Yeah.
Ramen. And then when it enters, you draw a card. I don't know why instant ramen would draw a card, draw you a card on ETB, but it does the thing.
It reinvigorates the mind.
Yeah.
It gets pumping. You need food.
You need food.
You need food.
Cracks me up. So part of the lore is, so in Final Fantasy 15, you can get instant ramen, and there's a free DLC where you can get an instant ramen hat. And it's just,
hat?
Yeah, it's like a big old hat that covers
As
your
a
head.
Team Fortress 2 player, I'm interested.
Hat collector. Hat collector 2004.
Yeah, Hat Collector 2004. But yeah, no, I want to play this in quite a number of decks just because it's a food, so relevant in food decks. It is an artifact that when it ETBs draws you a card. So like Joyra wants to play this just because I'm like, oh cool, 2 mana, draw a card, and also draw a card at instant speed. Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Last uncommon, I promise. Albed Salvagers, 3-mana 2/3. When this creature or another creature or artifact you control dies, target opponent loses a life and you gain a life. We now have Blood Artist stapled to Disciple of the Vault. Artifacts dies feels like it's a weird wording on this card, by the way, because like this, it just says when an artifact goes to the graveyard. I think they just didn't want to put a bunch of text on it, but anytime you, hey, obligatory good and prosper, right, baby? Because anytime a treasure token dies, gets sent to the graveyard, gets sacrificed.
Yeah.
You suck a life out of your opponent. All right, that's my lightning round. We're gonna go to your card now.
Yeah, those are all great. I love all those cards. For my card, I'm also busting out an uncommon here.
Oh, buddy.
This is a card called Ambrosia Whiteheart.
What's that do?
So it is a 2-mana white card. It is 1 mana and 1 white. It is a legendary creature bird, baby.
Bird up.
And it says Flash. When Ambrosia Whiteheart enters, you may return another target permanent you control to its owner's hand.
Is this standard playable?
This is standard playable.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So blue white, this town ain't big enough. Just got Esper, this town ain't big enough. Hey, we need to tell Clint this card exists, dude.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm not even done. I'm not even done.
There's more text
There's
on
more
this card.
text. So, do you know the card White Mane Lion?
Yeah.
So it's a White Mane Lion. It's 2/2, but it also has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, Ambrosia Whiteheart gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It is a 2-drop potential commander.
Oh, is it legendary?
It is legendary. It is a legendary bird.
They put White Mane Lion in the command zone. They give
did.
it landfall.
Yeah.
In
It's-
mono white?
Yep, it's mono white, and it just swings so far above its weight. And when you mentioned Karametra, I love
see
me
what-
some Karametra
I see what you're
with
doing
White Mane
here.
Lion and what
White
was
Mane
the
Lion.
gargoyle?
Why
Snowflake
aren't you playing
gargoyle.
True Lane?
Because I'm not a degenerate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Just
That's fair.
Selesnya, like
this goes
what,
into
what do you
True-
need blue for?
Every True Lane deck doesn't need this card, but wants this card.
Right.
Yeah, this card rules.
Wowzers.
I love this card,
And it's standard playable.
It is
Two
standard
mana.
playable.
Wow.
Crazy.
and it's really cute. It's a bird.
Have you faced off against this style deck where they're putting the enchantment back in their hand
Yep.
and then they're playing it again
Yep.
and then you're like, why?
That's the first deck I played against when I decided to do my first ever RCQ.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, there's this and then there's like a Kieran now that like bounces a spell back to your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta.
Yep.
Oh my
I
god.
need
This
just-
RCQ ain't big enough.
I need to build a new standard deck. My $50 standard deck, it's just not gonna cut it.
I need to build a new standard deck mostly because most of my standard decks have not been updated since Foundations.
Got you. Should I just wait to make one till after this set comes out?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just keep your enchantments standard deck off to the side.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just build one after this.
This one.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You have to play a cute.
So you either are the hero, or you play standard long enough to become the villain.
I haven't been playing long enough to be the villain yet. I still need my hero's journey that slowly turns into the villain's journey.
You're right.
Yeah. Paved with good intentions.
No.
Do you have any other cards?
I don't. No.
All right.
Cool.
All right. I got one last card.
Yeah, how many cards we got left? We got one card
I
left?
got one card left.
All right.
This is
All
my
Yeah,
last
We'll
card.
end
Take-
it there. We'll end it there.
Take us home.
All right.
Oh, no.
So this is a random comment. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's not.
It's
not what I see.
It's called Ultima Origin of Oblivion. It's a 5-mana
card.
legendary creature god. Hey, God Tribal, we're eating well tonight. We were talking about Elder Tribal last week.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Were.
God Tribal eating well tonight. 5-mana 4/4 flying. Whenever this creature attacks, put a blight counter on target land. For as long as that land has a blight counter on it, it loses all land types and has tap to add a colorless. Whenever you tap a land for colorless, add an additional colorless mana. This is almost a Forsaken Monument. I want it to be Forsaken Monument. I want to find a way to break it with Basalt Monolith, but you got to turn Basalt Monolith into a land first, which is hard to do in colorless. But colorless decks, rise up. We're gonna play this guy. It's a 5-mana 4/4 flying. Boy howdy, he's making all your waste tap for double mana. He's making all your Temple of the False Gods, all your Soul Rings, all your tap for 3 instead of 2. You know, Ancient Tombs.
So would you want to
Sequel to Ancient Tomb, Ancient Thream with Ultima,
Wait.
and then Ancient Form with Forsaken Monument.
Ancient Tomb would lose all abilities.
No, it taps for colorless.
Yeah.
You don't have to blight it. It already taps for colorless.
Oh, I'm wrong.
And then it adds an additional colorless. It
dumb.
says if you've blighted all of your opponent's cards, you can now blight your own cards and get double mana out of it.
Okay.
Heck yeah. Okay, I see what we're saying
yeah,
here.
yeah.
We're saying something here.
Nice.
Edit that
Yeah,
out.
yeah. This is like a Quicksilver fountain if it was a dude
Got you.
and good.
Play removal, folks.
Play remove.
At least 20. At least 20.
3.
Yeah.
3.
And then with counter manipulation, where you can move those counters around, dude.
Yeah.
This with power conduit to buff itself up to play a Voltron style deck. There's a couple Voltron decks in colorless, mono colorless.
What exactly do blight counters do again? Just in general?
The land, for as long as it has a blight counter on it, the land loses all land types and all abilities that it has, and only now has the ability tap to add a colorless.
So could you put this on your opponent's lands with nesting grounds and make it to where their lands can't do anything?
Yes. Or you just put them under your opponent's land because it says when it attacks, put a blight counter on target land. You don't have to put it on your land. You put it on your opponent's land right from the get-go.
What's worse than land destruction?
They could still tap for mana. Hey, come on.
But what if you get rid of all of their mana?
All their colored mana, okay, it's their fault for not playing artifacts to tap for colored mana because, hey, if they did,
Fair.
they would do it, right? It would do the thing.
Yeah.
Play your signets, kids.
I'm a spoiled little baby. Why didn't it say when it enters or attacks? Why? Why couldn't it just...
Speaking of
I
attack
can
triggers, Ishin, Wolfgar, look at this.
Sure.
It's all right. In those
It's
not
fine.
great.
Yeah. I'm a spoiled little baby.
Yeah.
Spoiled little baby.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we covered a lot today. Thank you for coming up and talking about Final Fantasy with me.
Thanks for
Yeah.
letting me pick exactly 5 cards, no more than 5 cards.
Exactly. Thank
Cheater,
y'all
cheater,
for sticking
thief.
to the script and only picking 5 cards and not halfway through the podcast looking up more cards. I really do.
Friggin' time thief.
Was there anything else that you wanted to say?